everybody, it's Nefid here. Well, the main reason for making this video is some of you guys are asking me on Facebook that Nefid, should we buy the Redmi Note 5 Pro or is it okay if you go for Redmi Note 4? And to be honest, Redmi Note 4 is still considered as the value phone when compared to other mid-range smartphones available in the internet right now. But at that moment, I'm unable to answer them. I can't give them a proper conclusion. And so I decided to make this video today, comparing these both mid-range smartphones to let you know some pros and cons through which you can decide it by yourself that in this mid-2018 you should go for this Redmi Note 4 or you should invest money on this Redmi Note 5 Pro. So guys, the Redmi Note 5 Pro is here and it's time to see how it stacks up against the Redmi Note 4 in specs department. But before we move on, let me just mention that in Redmi Note 5 Pro, you get the octa-core Snapdragon 636 processor with 1.8 GHz, and in Redmi Note 4, you get the octa-core Snapdragon 625 processor with 2 GHz. So both the phones which we are going to test in this video has 4GB RAM and 64 storage. Also keep in mind that 4GB is still more than enough these days, even for demanding users. Okay, so first we'll start with the display. The Redmi Note 5 Pro comes with 18:9 aspect ratio, which is 5.99 inch of 2160 by 1080 IPS LCD display, whereas in other hand, the Redmi Note 4 comes with 5.5 inch of 1920 by 1080 display resolution. Well, here one thing I managed to find with the display of both the phones is that the Redmi Note 5 Pro produces pretty decent standard color contrast, which seems to look more attractive than the Redmi Note 4's display, which produces slight warmer color contrast. And also if you play games on these displays, then both the phones will give you better experience. Even both has the gyroscope as well. But here I would suggest you to go for this 18:9 aspect ratio of Redmi Note 5 Pro, cause nowadays no one likes the bezels, right? So in this case, you can just go for Note 5 Pro, I would say, if gaming and watching videos is only your main intention there. Anyways, now the cameras though. The Redmi Note 5 Pro comes with the dual rear cameras with 12MP and a 5MP camera combination at the back and a 20MP front camera with flashlight, whereas the Note 4 comes with the 13MP of single camera setup at the rear and just a 5MP of front-facing camera. So obviously the Note 5 Pro's camera is way better than Redmi Note 4, including the front-facing camera. Also, in Redmi Note 5 Pro, the pictures look more natural in terms of brightness with little bit of vibrance added to it. Whereas in Redmi Note 4, it's a bit more saturated. But in low light photography, the Note 4 gives more sharper image than compared to Redmi Note 5 Pro. Well, you can see it while zooming. The Note 5 Pro loses the detailing or clarity when we zoom it. So here, I feel the Note 4 performed well. Now, in video comparison between these two phones, I would say that Note 5 Pro has done a great job, cause it has the EIS, which is so called as electronic image stabilization. Whereas in Redmi Note 4, it doesn't have any kind of stabilization feature. But when we tested it with Google camera, it's now looking way better than before. And here, one disappointment we get to see with the Note 5 Pro is that it doesn't support video recording up to 4K resolution. Whereas the Redmi Note 5, which is a smaller variant of it, does support 4K recording. How is it possible? I don't know why Xiaomi has did it like this, but it's a bit of a shame, you know. Okay, now it's time to begin the battle between these two phones to see which phone performs well in this speed test comparison. And before we begin, I connected each phones to the same Wi-Fi network, restarted the devices and cleared out any existing background apps to ensure that nothing would interfere with this test. So without wasting any more time, let's begin the test, and here we go. So both the phones has completed the test in almost same seconds, and that's nothing much difference in it. Now let's do the RAM management test on both of the smartphones to see which one has refreshed any application. Well, here, as expected, the Note 5 Pro wins the battle. But the RAM management is not that great on both the phones, I guess, because the Note 5 Pro has loaded up one application, and that is the shaded application again, whereas in other hand, the Note 4 reloads not one, but 3 of the applications again. So which one is right for you? If you're looking for the best Redmi Note smartphone, then the Redmi Note 5 Pro is the obvious choice, because it has the best chipset when compared to Redmi Note 4 as well as the Note 5. However, both the Redmi Note 4 and the Note 5 are great options if the extra power and the camera capabilities doesn't mean much to you. So now I guess you guys can take your own decision that should you go for Redmi Note 5 Pro, Redmi Note 5 or Redmi Note 4. What do you guys think about it? Let me know in the comment section below. Well, it's dndroids and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Until then, stay tuned.